Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dion Chang. I'm the founder of Flux Trends, and it's my great pleasure to be giving you this trend briefing today. The theme of the trend briefing, as you can see behind me, is the great staggering and the post-pandemic tribes that have emerged during lockdown, and also why innovation matters right now. So I know that you've been asked the question, do you speak happy? And I think this is a really important question to ask because of what has happened during the Great Staggering. So the Great Staggering is a little phrase we came up with at Flux Trends, and it explains the period from full global lockdown in March 2020. But the Great Staggering has been a huge dividing line. It has divided pre and post-pandemic times, but it also has shifted consumer mindset completely. So when you are asked, do you speak happy? This is important because we're coming out of 2 years of this pandemic. And what is apparent from a lot of people is that we are all suffering from worry burnout. This is sort of a prolonged, stressful period. A period in which so much has changed. In fact, everything has changed, whether it's in retail, whether it's in social dynamics, and there are new rules to social engagement. So as retailers, it is really, really important to understand these new undercurrents, these new rules. And again, the question is, do you speak happy? Because I think a lot of people are needing to respond to something a lot more positive as they go forward. So all of the strategies you might have had in 2019 have to almost be scrapped and to be relooked and re-examined because we are in a totally new post-pandemic era, specifically for retailers. And that is humanizing your business. You'll see from the slides I'm going to present from now on what humanizing the business really, really means. But during the pandemic, the Financial Times, you had a little editorial, and one sentence stuck in my head all the time. And it said, all businesses now have no choice but to relook or restructure their business models because either your customer is no longer where they were, or otherwise they have no need of what you were selling. And as a retailer, that would send a shiver down my spine. But let's examine what has changed, and you can either see them as risks or opportunities, but understanding both risks and opportunities is going to be an advantage for your business. So firstly, I mentioned the rise of a contactless economy, and this is specifically within retail. We understand that people have changed their habits going online, and psychologists say it takes just 21 days for people to change their behaviors or latch onto a new behavioral pattern. We've been in a lockdown situation for 2 years. So what's happened in the past 2 years is deeply, deeply entrenched. So in terms of retail, it has spawned a whole lot of new business models. The main one, which the epicenter is in China, is live stream social selling. So if you remember the old sort of Teddy sales of way back when, this is just a modern version of it, except we are using influencers and we're using social media platforms to basically sell people goods. But there are other little splinter business models like remote advisory. And the big one, of course, is social selling. So people are either selling, and these are luxury brands that have a concierge on WhatsApp to be able to sell to them, or you're getting low-tech businesses in South Africa that are functioning just on WhatsApp. But a lot of social media and online shopping has blurred and has created many, many opportunities. It's up to you as a retailer to decide which of these is best for you and what is suitable for the type of business that you have. One of the encouraging things is really that there has been a fintech surge on the continent of Africa. So in 2020 going to 2021, the continent of Africa, in terms of mobile wallets and mobile payments, we crossed the 500 million mark in terms of accounts. But what is even more interesting is those 500 million accounts that were grown during the lockdown now account for just over 65% of the global pool of money mobile wallets. So that's a significant chunk of that, which proves time and time again that on the African continent, we will sometimes leapfrog in different technologies, but specifically in fintech and mobile payment systems. So keep an eye on that, because that's going to be a huge advantage for your business. While there's been a surge of online, and if you haven't had already gotten some online presence, then you are going to be lagging very, very far behind, because those behaviors for shoppers are not going to change, and they're becoming faster and faster and faster. I'm a Checkers 60/60 shopper, and I demand my groceries within the hour. And now the new model internationally for grocery shopping and what everyone's aiming for is a 15 to 10-minute delivery system. So the speed at which you need to match that velocity of on-demand services is going to be very, very, very pressurized as well. It also means that you have to invest very heavily in UX, your user experience, whether it's on a website or a payment model of how you navigate that online, or otherwise your CX, your customer experience that is in the store, in your bricks and mortar store. But whether it's online and whether it is bricks and mortar, service as an experience and as a benchmark of quality is what you have to strive for. So whether it's sort of online navigation, you have to have that as a really seamless service, but also in store to welcome people back into malls and into shopping centers. That service has to be really, really excellent for people to remember you, and also to make sure that they keep coming back and give you your loyalty. Your customers might not be where you thought they were, and they might not even have a need for what you were selling. So it is now time to rethink, reassess, and reinvent.